Unexpected royal news. Princess Leonor and Prince Christian tie the knot, tightens love story sparkling heart. Spain expected duty. Denmark expected tradition. But love. No one expected this. Princess Leonor and Prince Christian, married. 2 thrones, 2 nations, and one love story that has rewritten royal history. Because sometimes, the crown doesn't decide. The heart does. 1. The breaking news. It began with whispers. Quiet, unconfirmed, dismissed as rumors. But today, the truth has broken across Europe. Her Royal Highness Princess Leonor of Spain and His Royal Highness Prince Christian of Denmark have tied the knot. The world gasped. Spain, Denmark, Britain, America, headlines screamed. Not next year. Not someday. Not a speculation. But now, it has happened. How could this be? How did 2 young heirs, bound by crowns, responsibilities, and centuries of tradition, make a choice so bold, so unexpected? Later in this video, you'll see how the ceremony itself was carefully hidden, why their families reacted in silence, and how this story changes Europe forever. 2. Why this matters. Leonor is not just any princess. She is the future Queen of Spain. The first queen regnant in centuries. Christian is not just a Danish prince. He is the future King of Denmark. Never before in modern Europe have 2 heirs of reigning monarchies chosen each other. This isn't just marriage. It's history in motion. Their union represents 2 powerful dynasties, the House of Bourbon and the House of Glucksburg. Together, they are rewriting the future of 2 nations. But here's the deeper truth. This isn't just about royalty. This is about love, duty, sacrifice, and the courage to choose heart over protocol. 3. The hidden courtship. The story didn't begin with cameras. It began quietly. Leonor and Christian met at official gatherings, state dinners, family ceremonies, international royal events. At first, it was polite nods, brief conversations. But then came the spark. From Copenhagen's Graston Castle to Madrid's Zarzuela Palace, they found moments away from the spotlight. A glance here, a shared laugh there. The kind of moments too subtle for the press but unforgettable to those who saw them. Friends whispered. Courtiers noticed. And yet, both royal houses remained silent. They knew something was unfolding. Something no one dared to predict. Later in this video, you'll hear how Leonor's military training almost stood in the way, and how Christian's role in Denmark pulled him further into public life. 4. The families react. Royal families do not take surprises lightly. King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia of Spain raised Leonor with duty at the center of her life. They knew the crown of Spain would one day sit upon her head. Would they approve of her tying her destiny to another throne? Or would they resist, fearing Spain's independence and legacy might weaken? Meanwhile in Denmark, Crown Prince Frederik and Crown Princess Mary had their own questions. Could Christian balance the role of king with being the consort of Spain's queen? Could Denmark accept such a future? And yet, despite the concerns, both families, both dynasties, gave way. Because Leonor and Christian made it clear, love was not negotiable. 5. The ceremony itself. The ceremony was not the grand spectacle the world expected. It wasn't Westminster Abbey or Madrid Cathedral filled with thousands. It was private, intimate, almost secret. Witnesses describe an atmosphere of raw emotion. Leonor, radiant yet calm, walking with quiet strength. Christian, composed yet visibly moved, his eyes never leaving hers. The vows exchanged were simple, pure, promises of love and loyalty, spoken not just as royals, but as 2 young people who dared to defy expectation. And when they said, "I do," centuries of tradition felt lighter. History, for once, belonged to the heart. Later in this video, you'll see how the first images from this wedding shocked Spain and Denmark, and why the world is still buzzing. 6. What it means for Spain and Denmark. This union is more than a romance. It carries political, cultural, and historical weight. For Spain, Leonor remains the heir. Marriage does not strip her of her destiny. But now, her journey to the throne will forever be linked to Denmark. The question arises, can Spain accept a foreign-born consort, especially one destined to rule another nation? For Denmark, Christian's role is more complex. Will he remain the heir? Or will this marriage force redefinition of roles and responsibilities? Already, analysts are debating the constitutional implications. But for the people, the response has been clear: fascination, excitement, and admiration. Because in Leonor and Christian, they see not just royals, but two young adults choosing love despite everything. 7. The public reaction. Madrid erupted with cheers when the news broke. Crowds gathered outside the royal palace, waving Spanish flags, chanting Leonor's name. In Copenhagen, bells rang in celebration, while thousands filled the streets, holding Danish and Spanish banners side by side. Social media exploded. Millions of posts, images, and videos. Hashtags trending worldwide. Royal enthusiasts comparing this moment to the greatest unions in history. And yet, among the joy, there were questions. Is this marriage too soon? Will it endure the pressures of two crowns? Or is this the modern fairy tale Europe has been waiting for? 8. Love, legacy, and the road ahead. So what happens now? Leonor and Christian return not just as newlyweds, but as symbols of a new chapter in monarchy. They must balance two worlds: the private intimacy of their love, and the public scrutiny of their crowns. But here's the undeniable truth: in choosing each other, they've chosen courage. They've shown that royalty isn't about obedience alone. It's about rewriting tradition with humanity. History will remember this as more than a wedding. It will remember it as the day two heirs, born in separate palaces, dared to choose love. Princess Leonor of Spain, Prince Christian of Denmark, married, bound not just by crowns, but by hearts. And in that choice, they've given Europe something it rarely sees anymore: hope. Because sometimes, even among thrones and titles, the greatest power is love. Two crowns, two nations, one vow. Leonor and Christian, forever written into history.